Hey guys, me and team here, and I'll be playing Red Zerg, and I have, well no I'm not Red Zerg, actually my opponent, Knucklehead, is Red Zerg, and we got Blue Zerg, and got my ally here, Cuddle. Some of you might remember him from earlier on in some of my other videos, and then finally I'll be Light Blue Zerg. So yes, this is a 2-on-2 mass Zerg game. Cuddle's been training up. He's one of my Warcraft 3 friends, so to speak. Yeah, he was very good at that. He's improved quite a bit at this. He's actually rated ahead of me right now, although I have a huge bonus pool since I haven't played in like a week that I can use towards improving my rating and ranking within my division. But first, I'm trying to break off some rust, and I'll be doing that with 2-on-2 games for a little bit. So I'll take a look at production here, and this is interesting because it's it's 4 of the least played race on the entire game. This is 1.1. I had a couple good 1.0 videos with BNet player Xerxes, and unfortunately, I'm having some recording trouble with those. So unfortunately, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to cast them. 2 of which we won, 1 of which we won very easily, and then 1 of which we lost. Where it was still nevertheless a good education game because the Terran opponent went Mass Thors, and for a change I actually countered it. And unfortunately that one I believe is going to be lost. So whatever. Anyway, also you might remember that Cuddle and I will often 6-pull as a team. However, we do not always do this. In this game he has to play normally, so I'm doing so. And off we go. Now Cuddle, I guess he likes roaches a whole lot. I know it's typical of some Zerg players. I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of roaches. Blue is going just pull, and red is also going just pull. So there you go. I am also going just pull, but I'm throwing down a reasonably early Baneling nest. Really, that's one of my favorite things to do in Zerg Mirror, just because of its absolute devastation against Zerglings, as well as their worker line. If you get in there, and in 2s, there's a good chance you can get into somebody's worker line. You can just cause so much damage. It's kind of silly. So, I'll go with that. Zerg unwisely rushes Cuddle's roaches, and that's not going anywhere. So, we're off to a good start here. Red's running a bunch of lings. Blue's running a bunch of lings. Red also goes, no, he goes Hydralisks. It's interesting. So, oh yes, it's Blue who went with the Banelings. And we do see the Banelings because I'm holding on to one of the Xel'Naga watchtowers anyway. So I actually see this coming and call it to my teammate. And of course, I'm also going Lings and Banelings, so I'm not happy about that. It just turns into a kind of silly microfest. Cuddle gets his roaches cut out of position here. Really, against speedlings, you don't want to be running the roaches away because they're just taking free hits on your roaches. And here I start running up a couple lings, 1 or 2 at a time, so they have a chance to kill the Banelings. But, I don't want to get all my Zerglings blown up, so I'm getting to waste his gas on, not very many Zergling kills. And also it distracts him away from bothering Cuddle too much. His Banelings aren't that robust. Now they'll go down pretty quickly to do like a Zergling or 2 smacking on them. Plus it takes good micro on the enemy's part, not to just up and blow up into one Zergling anyway. So that actually repels him just because I got him to waste some of these Banelings. I guess there's Zerglings converted into Banelings. And here I'm going to try to run around, and this is something I like to do, is generate the Banelings reasonably close to the enemy base, then run up and start blowing workers to bits, usually bringing 1 across the top, 1 across the bottom, pincering the workers. But even good worker micro, it's pretty difficult to get away from a Baneling pincer when you have at least 4+ Banelings that make it through. So this I do here. I'm not sure if they see it. I guess he just doesn't have enough Hydralisks either way. No, actually, I was fortunate enough to be hiding out of his view. Very good. There you go. Rust is breaking off bit by bit. Cuddle's using his Roach Harass against Blue's Lings and Banelings. But he's going to have a little bit of a hard time just because of the Spine Crawler and just sheer spammage on that part. Meanwhile, I was going for the worker line and actually had just ordered my Banelings to run straight. But the youth units attacked them, so they blew up on the units attacking them. And yeah, I'm just gonna run in with Lings then into his worker line. Why not? Get some worker kills, cause some economic damage. Why not? Nothing too big of a deal here. Let's take a look at the units lost. Cuddle's doing the best, and I'm actually doing pretty well too. And Red's really getting smoked here on the units lost. Yeah, but we're each doing better than the respective person we're harassing, so that's working out well for us. And yeah, just that little bit of harass, and look at the worker count for Red. It's pretty low. So that's something I really like doing in Zergmere, and it shows. Anyway, let's go back to Lings and Banelings, and apparently Shard is signing online here. I had another game at 1.0 that I wanted to cast for that, but again, recording issues. So I'm just going to come back in here again, and yeah, this time with lots and lots of Banelings. And once again, I'll just split them up, so if he actually attempts to run away, it won't work. But he doesn't. He just lets me completely blast every single worker he has down to nothing. Meanwhile, I guess the spine crawlers repelled Cuddle long enough for Blue to get mutas out. So now I have to deal with Jerome or Jeremy or whatever you call it, mutas, which is going to be a little bit of an issue, I'd say. But once again, I did completely eradicate all of Red's workers. So, you know, we're up on economy here significantly, especially since Cuddle secured an expansion. I've actually been trying my hand at one base Zerg a little bit more, so yeah, just to get my unit counters and timings down and what have you. And I know a lot of people on the forum say one base Zerg isn't viable. I'm not 100% convinced of that, actually. I think if you have good timing and good unit composition, you really can be at least somewhat competitive, even on one base. And I've seen that out of Starcraft and better players than myself as well, so that's not something I'm advocating just for my own play, but also from players who are much better than me. And really can compete with some of the best players in the ladder. Sai regularly beats, or at least, you know, well, he'll beat sometimes people in the top 200 or top 100 in the North American server. So, you know, if he can run one base early on and take an expansion when it's opportune, rather than trying to force one early in the game, I'm sure most players can do that. I bet even like true pro players can do that if they so choose. So onward we go, and again we got the mutas just really being annoying to Cuddle's roaches. My response when I saw mutas was actually to stock up on some queens. That didn't materialize, they didn't come after me, but I was about to abuse transfuse like crazy on them while just trying to buy enough time to cause lethal damage with Zerglings. But, you know, for whatever reason, the mutas would harass our army but would not push out. So, right now, Cuddle and I have not incurred any harassment from that. So now I run down here and see the mutas and then all these Zerglings, and I just decide to run away. There's really nothing that I could do with my Speedlings there, especially not with the enemy Speedlings chasing me around. Blue pulls his back, though, and Cuddle comes out, so turn right around, get a couple kills of my own. So, And yeah, just keep ejecting 2 queens now, so actually a lot more than 2 queens, so plenty of energy, plenty of larvae. Not really sure what I'm doing here. Oh, that's right, I'm stocking up for more banelings in case I need them. And once again, the mutas there's too many mutas for the corruptors that Cuddle has here, unfortunately. He does scare them off, but corruptors do beat mutas, and they're pretty good air-to-air in general, but really they're best against huge, or massive, that is. And mutas are not massive, they are light. So you could easily have mutas beating corruptors, especially if the mutas are in numbers and they're upgraded, maybe the bouncing glaives, whatever. yeah, I am, Shard. That's alright, though. We like sigh and say I'm busy. Or not. Yeah, whatever. And here I just run in. I didn't even go with Banelings. Red had nothing, so whatever. And now Blue comes to try and help out his teammate. And there come the mutas, but Cuddle intercepts. So here Cuddle screws over Blue pretty badly. And I grab Red's lair, take that out, take out his other hatchery. And, you know, at this point it's basically 2-on-1. and our opponents see the writing on the walls, and peace out. So, good game. Me and team signing out. See you next time.